Hello and welcome to the Eternal Journey and the Resolves, and this is Thunderstrike Dragons. So I've been playing around with Feln recently. I tried out some witching hours, but it was a little bit difficult to get that card to work without entirely reworking the deck to be just playing as many cheap cantrips as possible and going deep with levitators. So I decided to try something else out, much mirroring like the old versions of Hurler, where we pair the Thunderstrike Dragon with some second sight. So we just managed to fill our deck, well, our hand, with some quite potent threats. I do actually like the Thunderstrike Dragon a little bit more than the Queen's Guard, as it plays around single removal spells a lot better, as well as allowing us to play more cantrips like the second sight. Second sight is pretty interesting here because it can be a poor man's version of Strategize when you get to pair it with one of the number of crests we've got here. As often I would find myself playing a Strategize on free anyway, finding a crest and then just tucking something away or seeing what my next draw is going to be. So you get to do the same sort of play pattern with the second sight here, where you can draw two, put one on top of your deck. If it's an echo card or a fake card like the Jotun Hurler, then great. And if it's something that you don't want, you can just play a crest after it and just tuck it on the bottom. So there's a lot of card manipulation here. So you should be able to find all of your threats and answers exactly when you need them. To complement the second sight package, we've also got a Jotun Hurler, and the snowball here isn't irrelevant in a lot of matchups, as it's pretty good in its beatdown, as it just gives you a 1 power answer to things like Oni Ronins, as well as being able to set up your Hailstorms against units with Aegis like Vadius. And you can also just have like turn 4s where you'd pop an Aegis with the snowball and then play the Hailstorm just to tidy everything up, and you basically just 1 for 1. You basically just manage to get around that Aegis with your Hailstorm. Whereas normally you tap out of a Hailstorm, the Aegis would trigger, you'd remove whatever other threats, but your opponent is still able to get in there for a little bit more damage. You know, maybe put a Morning Star on this Vadius and just get in for a chunk of damage, and just be able to keep hitting you before you're able to tidy it up with a in cold blood or something. The snowball's also been quite good in much bigger matchups too, as it's a nice cheap way to pop your Carrier's Aegis before you get in there with the in cold blood. And it also pops face Aegis, so you can get the Azindel's Gift or the Channel Tempest. And Channel Tempest is also a lot better in the style deck as well, because we do have ways to just be producing more cards in our hand. So we can spike with the Channel Tempest, just draw an Echo or a Fake card and just make it even that much more damage. Okay, so the deck's pretty much stock apart from that. So let's just go to the games, see how it performs. Okay, I'm not a big fan of this hand. It's quite expensive though. We do have the Wismilders and Hailstorm, which are both good in different matchups, but just having 2 6s and an 8 is a bit too rich for my blood. This is pretty much a similar hand, and we'll just lead with the Crest of Wisdom here. And I guess we are trying to test out what this card can do, so we'll keep this on top, although we don't really need it right now. So deplete C into Crest. Maybe this is like a Primal carrier deck. And we do want more Primal Sigils here, as we do need 3 just to be able to fire off these Thunderstrike Dragons. The Unseal does have the potential to not really do much here, although it can protect one of our big threats like an Island's Favour here. Okay, well, the Miner's Musket is a little bit aggressive. I've not seen that in these Ikari lists before. But we'll just kill it with the Vara's Favour. The Vara's Favour is perhaps a little bit better at dealing with any sort of Auric Runehammers. But I think we're close enough to where we're able to pressure those anyway, as we get to the point where we can just pull out the Black Sky Harbinger to kill it. Or okay, so they've got another Miner's Musket here. And I think because we can just spike a snowball, I'll just play this now. Oh, Crest even better. Channel Tempest is another expensive spell here, and I do like this because it's a nice answer to Sword of the Sky King, but I really just want to find some sort of actual hard removal for an carrier here, so I will bottom this as we've got plenty of expensive things to be doing here. So this opponent perhaps getting a die show. It would have been actually pretty nice to have countered that with the Unseal. Okay, and they are going ham with these. We'll just kill this for free, just get our free card. And if our opponent does have a die show, then they're not going to be able to play and remove our threat at the same time. I'm feeling like at this point maybe it is actually the Icaria that they got. So I'm just going to play out the Thunderstrike Dragon. Because at least at this point they're not able to just slam it in. And rats, that would have been another nice one to be able to counter. So perhaps the Unseal should go. And the Channel Tempest here is great. As this means that if our opponent does play like a huge weapon, we are able to deal with it. And opponent gets the harsh roll, but we will be finally getting to use this Unseal and feeling pretty clever about ourselves. It's very possible we just had lethal there, but I just slightly missed it. No, the channel wasn't quite there. But this is enough for now. If our opponent plays in a carry, we're able to get him for 5 and then kill him with the channel. And most weapons that they could have got. Yeah, that's fine. We've not got any more counter spells like the Unseal anyway, so there's no real reason to Wisdom the Elders there. We'll be getting him first just to see if they do have the Island's Choice here. I suppose it would go for the channel. Pretty sure if they had it, they would have used it on the dragon. Okay, and it's only 2 power, but we've got 3 really, and with the second set and the Strategize, I should be able to find the Primal source to be able to fire off this Wisdom of the Elders. This could be a little bit rough if we do play against like Skycroak or something, but we've at least got the Vara's Favourite on the play, as well as an Annihilate to sort of tidy up after that, so I think this is a keep. I'm probably just going to keep any power on top here, and Crest of Cunning is quite good. If our opponent isn't pressuring us, then we're just able to play that next turn. And I think right here, we could as far as favour this, but I think I'm just going to Crest here. And don't really need another Strategize. I'd much rather find something that's actually doing something here. Because we've got plenty of ways to get some more cards. Well, I think I'll just Annihilate this now. So our opponent doesn't get the Warcry. And then next turn we get to double Vara's Favour to kill a Snuckle straight, which is sort of an upside of just playing so many of this card, is that you do able to draw it in multiples, able to make the most of it. Okay. Well, Hailstorm will be pretty good here. Perhaps we could just try and spike it. But for now, we're just going to Vara's Favour. We are getting late enough in the game where we could just try and find a Black Sky Harbinger, and I think that's perhaps what we'll be doing next turn with the Strategize and the Wisdom of the Elders. Okay, so let's lead off with the Strategize. And looks like our opponent's got a Torch here. I think we do want Deplete Power rather than the card manipulation there. I think it is just going to be a Wisdom of the Elders rather than the second side here. We're just taking 6, which isn't millions, and if we do manage to just spike the Black Sky Harbinger, we're able to get a bunch of that damage back, as well as popping the Aegis on this. Okay, well, Aegis is a bit of a nuisance because this is another Aegis unit. We've got the Harbinger, so this should be reasonably good here. Our opponent does have a Torch here, so it's going to be pretty difficult to block the Vadius this turn. So I think that we may just block the Snowcrust Jetty. Just get that Torch out of the hand. But there's also an argument for just not blocking at all. But depending on what our opponent is up to, I might just be in cold blood in this the next turn. And Torching Me tells me they've perhaps got a Permafrost for this. Okay, well we do need to spike another Black Sky here. Or at the very least a Hailstorm, so I suppose we'll be trying to find it. So I can still spike it with the Strategize, I think. No, we didn't find it, so I suppose let's on to the next game. Okay, we're on the play. We do the Strategize, well, 2 of them, to be able to dig for any extra power. I've got the Jotun Hurler as well, which is going to be hopefully quite good here, so we'll keep this. I did in between games just for signs. Replaced the Unseal with a Jotun Hurler just to see how that would work out for us. And the Cobalt Monument means that the Hailstorm's probably going to be quite good here. But we'll lead for Strategize. And I might just ditch this Jotun Hurler. Yeah, the snowball's good, but we don't have any second sight to be able to get more snowballs right now. So just bottom that and just try and hit all our power. Okay, well, I can quite happily snowball this. If our opponent leads with like a commando next, we're able to tidy it all up. Challenge Tempest is a little bit ambitious right now. I'm sure we've got enough win conditions in the deck to not need to worry about bottoming that.
Trust in your skills.
Yep, so we're also going to lead with a Seat of Cunning here. As that way we should be able to a little bit closer to getting the Cobalt Waystone. For what it's worth in this matchup, it might not even really be super relevant to our face Aegis, but it's always worth it to have a little bit of something. So we're able to actually tidy up quite nicely on that last hand. I think I was going to try and set up like a sort of double Harbinger here. And we aren't able to turn this on strictly straight away. I think with the double Harbinger maybe we don't need the Hailstorm. And we've got a Strategize spell to find him with power, so maybe we can drop a power because I do sort of like all the cards in our hand right now. But I think it's perhaps the champion just because of how far away we are from being able to give it flight. So we'll do this and then we'll just Play power and pass turn. We could have just chucked out the Hailstorm just to pop the Aegis, but I feel we can get a little bit more better value than that. Okay, well, this is pretty nice now. Sadly we don't get the value of the Cobalt Waystone, but we get to force our opponent to use a spell here, and then we get to tidy up the board next turn with a Black Sky Harbinger. Now if our opponent uses any sort of weapons here, okay, so this is even better for us. Our opponent's been a little bit noisy here, so let's mute them. We do get to Black Sky here, kills the 2 Crown Witches, pops the Aegis here, and lets us attack him for 4, just for the gain 4 effect really, and our opponent just lets it through. There's pretty much a free block there, but I suppose they don't feel that their life's going to matter. They've already seen like a 1-cost snowball. I suppose they're just going to get blown up by additional copies of that. I think we'll just lead with the non-premium Strategize, just get to keep our hand nice and shiny. I think now's the point where we perhaps do want the Channel Tempest. I think at this point we probably don't want the Hailstorm anymore, because we've already got our board presence going. Got to put on a pretty quick clock here, and more Black Skies is good as far as I'm concerned. Now we can get reasonably blown out here by a Protect on here. We're still gaining life, we're up to like 40 now, so I'm not super concerned. There could be a Strategize and just probably binning off the Annihilate if we don't draw anything better. And yep, don't really need the extra power there. And second sight is potentially fine, so we'll keep that. As we should hopefully draw into some of our Echo units with the Channel Tempest here. Everyone's got a 3-8, so let's see where we're up to with the channel math. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's just +2 in whatever's in your hand, and our hand is now 5 cards, so it's 7 currently, which is not excellent. I mean, we can get like the free attack here. It's basically free for our opponent to block there, and then now we get to channel it. Crest away. Don't think we need double Annihilate here. The only thing I'd be a little bit concerned about is a melee. Obviously the Annihilate doesn't do anything against Nostrix, and our opponent's unable to keep up with us this many cards, and red threats in play, so easy redraw, just the 1 power. This could be fine with got Strategize, and Hailstorm was a little catch up. This sounds pretty good against Azindel actually, but it looks like it could actually just be the mirror. Yep, see Cunning, so it could be the mirror, could be JPS, but it's looking more like it's just the mirror. I think I'm less interested in Hailstorm in the mirror, so we'll keep everything else. Also, the Vara Fever could potentially be quite good at popping the face Aegis just later if we need to. Oh, just hitting down a champion of Cunning. And we've got one of our own. I'm not sure we just need like infinite 4-cost removal in this matchup either, as Permafrost is basically just as good, but we do need the Incubables to actually finish off champions. I think I'll probably hold off on this Strategize just until we draw something that we don't actually want in hand. Though it is very possible here that our next turn could just be Vara's Favour of the Face just to draw the Shadow Sigil. I think this is probably a matchup where the second sight with the dragons is going to really shine. Probably shouldn't really just like slam the champion to Cunning here. But they could if they just want to try and put a clock on us and try and win the game quite quickly. Strategize first, just try and find some power ahead. We don't need millions of Permafrosts here. I suppose we'll put back the Thunderstrike dragon. We're a little way away from casting them, but they will be able to help us really go over the top of our opponent. Don't really need millions of Permafrosts. The few we've got are probably enough, as when we get enough power we'll just be able to keep just slamming these dragons. Next thing about Dragon 2 is that it doesn't get hit by any of our opponents in cold bloods. Well, it gets killed, but we don't end up having to discard them all, because that would pretty much invalidate the strategy of the deck, really. I think we might just play this out. We get a 7-5 and our opponent sort of has to answer it, and then we're just able to just play dragon for the next couple of turns. In cold blood's perfect, because that's our opponent's entire turn. They're able to get their face ages going and get the dragon train rolling. And 3 dragons is enough just to leave your opponent. So we're protected from Azindel's gift as well for at least a turn or two. So if the extractor, it must be going deep for the Skycroak matchup. But that could have been a face Aegis pop, just so they can actually land the gift this turn. Yep, that looks like it was. That's where it was, but need to have a decision here. I think we'll gift our opponent back. So I've got 5-6 in play, our opponent's got a turn to answer it, and then we're both top decking. So this could be a interesting or incredibly tedious game. Because neither of us have an answer to a gift that's actually already landed. There's unsealed that you can play, but you need to be catching it as it's happening. Right, let's go. Opponents won the threat lottery here. Okay, so happy just to trade him, so I'll attack him. I do the second side to try and fight something else here. And we also get to tuck something to protect it from the Azindel's gift. I don't really want to protect the Crest of Wisdom, to be honest, but happy just to play this. Maybe it was a mistake there, and I should have actually put the champion on top and played the Crest, so next turn it would have Aegis, but at least now it will have Aegis next turn, so our opponent did need to draw a removal spell right here. And as they did draw the Vara's favour, then we were quite lucky there. We don't really want the Cobalt Waystone here, but I'm more than happy just to attack in here. Opponent probably wants to trade our champions off. But then we've got a 7-6 to our opponents, nothing, which is a 2-turn clock. Now I guess we're back on the old draw goal plan, and Thunderstrike Dragon's pretty good. Sadly we don't get to make the most of the echo ability, but it is a threat. But maybe if Gift is showing up on the ladder, then with the power base that we've got, you know, we're just able to make these free splashes with the crests. Maybe we could get something like just a Caleb's choice or anything really. And Uzmail does hopefully just find us a little bit of something here. And yep, it should seal the game for us. Probably be in a good spot here. And letting us get in there for the final chunks of damage. Okay, this is the last game from me. This hand is a pretty traditional, like a Feln hand, I guess. We can use a Strategize to be able to find a third power which lets us Wismilders, and then we'll be able to just play out these champions. So I think I'm pretty excited to keep this ropey hand. Mostly just because we're on the play, so we're able to get away with it. So let's chuck away this banner, because we're more likely to get the seat undepleted. There we go, we got the third power. And Permafrost is interaction. Interaction is for scrubs. We don't need that. Let's just get these champions out and go ham. Also, our opponent could just play in temporal control, in which case we never really want that Permafrost anyway. I'm going to hopefully try and turn this Cobalt Waystone into an actual spell, but we'll be Wisdom in our turn. And there we go, get to see how good the Thunderstrike Dragons are as well. We're just going to be playing threat after threat as soon as we hit our 5th and 6th power drops here. Okay, so maybe it's not temporal and it's actually just Chalice. But we'll be using Wisdom the Elders here. Now we should be able to get some amount of value off this Vara's favour. I'm enjoying the new sound effects on the Seek powers actually. Sounds like an artifact cracking open. And we're unlikely to get Rain of Frogs. I feel we're unlikely to get Rain of Frogs did here. So maybe we don't need to actually chuck the Cobalt Waystone down right now. But I think we'll do anyway. I'm not super interested in the shadow side of the Champions of Cunning quite yet. Though I think I'm actually going to play one. As next turn we'll be able to give it the Aegis and the Flying. Now let's get what it's digging for an answer here. I think this matchup's perhaps one of the ones where you can actually get away with just chucking it out. Although obviously we do get gobbled up pretty hard by a Vanquish here. But right now we get to get full value off this champion here, and we don't really need any more power here. We've got plenty, and given how expensive all our spells are, it's going to be a real while before we're able to double spell anything. This is great. Our opponents took the turn off to make a Chalice here. So they do get to draw a card, but we get to crunch them for 7. It is a little bit too late for the Blaska Harbinger to do a work here. So perhaps the turn where we played the Naked Champion, we should have, I was like Vara's favoured this or something. And we don't need to refresh the Aegis quite yet. So I'm just going to play out a Thunderstrike Dragon. just make 2 huge threats. And this looks like this is potentially setting up for a harsh roll here. Yeah. But that's still fine really. They didn't get to draw a card off the Marshal there. So I think we will be sadly refreshing the Face Aegis. Playing out the Black Sky. Tucking out this Thunderstrike Dragon on top. The game 5's good, but we're not going to be really attacking into this because everything we've got left is just going to be flying over. And I'm feeling more and more how much it was actually just a mistake to run out that early champion. But I was trying to high roll a little bit there. Okay, well, we're pretty threat heavy here. I think we're happy just to chuck away the Primal Sigil. And just eventually try and run our opponent out of answers here because we do have a lot of dragons going on. The Jotun Hill is probably going to be a little bit useless for a while, but I'm looking forward to getting perhaps the Snowball Lethal.
Tell me, what do you see?
I'm more than happy for the Kofan Ultimate here because we do get to just in cold blood the Kofan, just because this is probably one of the ways that our opponent's going to have a really easy way of getting back out of it. And of course the 4/4 doesn't do much against our board. Ultimate Kofan plus Permafrost would have been pretty gross for us. Not blocking the 3/7 with my 5/6, as it does have Deadly. But I think we will be doing this. I don't feel like we entirely do need to play any more threats, and we can't anyway, so that's probably for the best. So we'll just end turn here. We can sort of finagle some sort of situation where we're able to deal 3 damage with the Black Sky, Favour and Snowball. And it's probably a good thing that we did get rid of that champion early because the game would have been a lot easier with the champion in play. And now we get to sort of show off the power of Thunderstrike Dragon.
Close your eyes. Listen.
Could very well be, yep, so that's what I'm expecting, like just the on the owl. Just to gain the health over here. So this is a 4/7, gets to block quite nicely. But it doesn't get to trade with anything, so we still do get to get him for like 4 points of damage, so still reasonably good. The Curator is reasonably good here. I think we're still going to be attacking. And then I'll just use the Vara's Favour. And the Harbinger just to pop this down a little bit, gain us 1,000,000 points of life. And we're able to keep pushing. I do really enjoy playing Feln decks where you can actually just pressure your opponent and just keep attacking them. There's this draft bomb over here that is really pulling its weight. Our opponent does need to find some sort of answer to one of these flyers here because we do have lethal. We've got 9, 10 and 11. There we go. So it's as if we did this on purpose. We've got the Snowball over here for Snowball Lethal. Okay, so that was Thunderstrike Feln. Pretty happy with where the list is at right now. There's a couple more changes I want to make, you know, maybe there's times where you just want to go up on the Thunderstrike dragons if you are playing against that bunch of Primal carrier and other sort of big control decks, just so you've got another way to just sort of grind them out. I did in the middle of the games switch out the Unseal and add in another Jotun Hurler just to see how that worked, as I was drawing second sights and not really having much to do with them. So I thought I'd include that in ahead. I've been especially impressed by the Snowball in a bunch of matchups here. And it really pairs well with the Hailstorms and the Cold Bloods just to make really cheap answers. And the Snowball kind of like incidental advantages as well, because it does pair well with the damage based removal that we do have, like the Vara's Favour and the Black Sky Harbingers over here, just to be able to deal with something that's a little bit bigger. But overall, I've enjoyed the deck and I'm going to have some fun tweaking this and just seeing where I want to finally finish it up. Okay, so thanks for watching. I've been That Was Elves, and this was Thunderstrike Feln.